Hey, what's up fellow YouTubers, fellow toy nuts and toy collectors? This is Odie bringing you today another review, or a long-awaited overdue review of Play Arts Kai, and this is from the Dark Knight trilogy, and this is Bane. I actually picked this up probably like a month ago, and one of my subscribers, I think it was Unknown Volor, he had asked me if could I review it. I said, yeah, I'll do it right away. Unknown, I do apologize, bro, that I never did. He said, you know, pick whatever. And I actually been putting some stuff away to try to get ready for the big video in terms of my my toy room and all that good stuff. So it's starting to come along. So yeah, I had him, and he actually doesn't fit in the box because I have 12 of these guys now, 12 of these Play Arts Kai, and I can only fit in the boxes that I'm using. I can only fit 6 and 5 in one box, and so he's kind of always like the straggler. And because he's the only Dark Knight trilogy figure that I have, I don't have Catwoman yet or the Dark Knight. So yeah, I figure I just kind of show him off, and plus I want to open him so I can, you know, check him out. So front of the box, as you can see, side of the box there's just plain, boring. Back of the box there shows him in a couple cool poses, and then some Japanese writing in the bottom there. It does tell you that it's 26 points of articulation, or over 26 points of articulation, which is pretty cool. Again, I'm missing number 1, Batman, and I think number 3 is just Catwoman. I think that's all they ever made for the, again, trilogy. And then the side there, you have that. On the top of the box, you have that. And on the bottom of the box, you have the Play Arts logo. And then once you crack open the window, you can see him there. You know, it has that big white lettering there. It says, I have basically broken your back, or I have your back. But I believe it's basically I have your, you know, back or whatever. Here we have some more writing. Pretty cool picture of him there. I guess you can read this out if you like, and I'll pan it down a little bit so you can check it out yourself. Hopefully you can read that okay. All right. So yeah, let's crack them open, and let's check them out. Okay, and there he is out of the package. So yeah, very cool figure. I believe when I actually purchased them, and I paid a little bit more than I should. You know, you win some, you lose some. I tend to get a lot of real good deals, so you know, can't complain. I think he's actually selling at Big Bad Toys for like 44 bucks. I honestly paid 70, so I definitely overpaid for him. I probably could have gotten him a little bit cheaper if my friend Dave could have been there. But you know, I don't always ask, and they're pretty firm on their prices, and he always gives me, as it is, great deals. So again, like I said, you win some, lose some. This is actually one of the figures, and I say one because out of my, and I said 12. I actually have 13. I forgot that I purchased Dark Superman, which I haven't even opened yet. But that's the exclusives, the 500 and a set or whatever. But like that Superman, this actually does come also with a nice stand, which is really cool. It's obviously made also by Play Arts, and it comes with a lot of pieces, and you can do some posability. I'm not gonna crack it open because then I won't have a place to stash it until I actually, you know, put it on display. So you'll have to see it then at that point. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Actually, I have it backwards, but whatever. But yeah, that's basically, you know, gives you the instructions, you know, what to do and whatever not. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I have at least two stands for 2 of my figures. I don't think he'll really need it. I mean, don't get me wrong, he doesn't stand perfectly well. I guess, like I said, he's a little loose. Whoever owned them definitely took care of him, obviously, but you know, made him nice and loose, which is a good thing and a bad thing. And what I mean by that is, I did crack open my Superman, and I really should have taken him out for this review, but maybe I'll just do a separate one. He's really super tight, and I feel like he's gonna break. And I do hear horror stories how people say that these can break. So you know, again, he might be on sale for 44 bucks or whatever, but seeing as I paid 70, to me this is a $70 toy. So I really don't want it to break, so then I can have to go spend another 40 again, or 45 or whatever. As it is, I mean, he's holding up, but it took some effort. I had to make sure that he was in this kind of position, and he's not even doing anything dynamic, honestly. But yeah, basically that's kind of how I got him to stand. Comes with only very few accessories, and that's, you know, I like a lot of accessories like anybody else, but you know, I guess with some of these figures it's okay. It's just another left hand. This one obviously is open, so he can grip maybe Batman's throat or something like that. And then this hand here already has shaped where he's holding Batman's cow obviously when he finally kicked his ass. So basically it's already shaped. It already has some indentations there, right there. You just basically kind of pop it like that, and obviously if you can change his hand out, he'd be holding it. Now when I actually finally do display him, I'm definitely going to display him holding Batman's mask and stuff, so because I think it does look really cool. So yeah. So in terms of articulation for this guy, and bring him a little bit closer here, he's really super posable, really. And some people, there's the statue group out there, which I very much respect, because the amount of money they're paying for some statues of some of these favorite characters is unprecedented. I mean, $500, $600, $700 for some statues. Maybe not like a Bane, but like a Hulk or something like that. It's crazy. I do like all that stuff too, but I like posing. I think posing's cool, and I feel that personally, being able to just kind of take it and move it a little bit is kind of fun. So again, I like the statues, but I think I'll stick to my action figures a little bit more. But anyway, so yeah, so in terms of his posability, his shoulders pretty much stop right there. He has a basically a shoulder movement there, as you can see. So you can definitely get a good pose right there, which is nice. Or you can bring it back down and whatever not. So his muscles won't impede the fact that, if he needs to, kind of block himself from Batman hitting him or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, you don't want to probably pose like that because that looks ugly from the back, kind of, I think, anyway. But yeah, other than that, head-wise, 360 there, as you can see. His neck has some posability, as you can see there also. I don't think it turns, maybe a little bit, just a tad. Sorry if my light's kind of in the way. I have the wrong hand out, seeing as the light's actually pointing to my right here. But yeah, so you have that type of movement there, which is pretty cool. Obviously, this hand does the same thing. You have bicep movement. Not much, it seems. Again, I don't want to force it because I don't want it to break, just in case. But this is nice and loose. Good ratchets. Obviously, 360 there and whatever not. And then obviously his hand has all kinds of movement, also 360. And obviously you can pull it out and exchange it with another one, which I already pulled it out, so I'll just bring it over. It's pretty cool. It's loose but tight enough where hopefully it won't fall off when it's on display. So unlike some of the other ones like the Rebel Tex where they click, this one doesn't click. It's pretty just kind of just do that and that's it, really. And that sound that you heard was really air friction, or air movement, I guess I should say. Again, same thing with this hand. This one does everything exact same. His chest area, this is all he really does for movement there, as you can see. His leg is also on a ratchet, which is pretty cool. It also goes out. His knees are dual or double jointed. So you have single here, and then you can move up. And it doesn't look bad. That's not too bad at all. And then he has ankle pivot, 360. Go up and down. So you can definitely get a really good motion out of him. I don't like his shoes. I think they're whack looking. I don't know. I don't like these at all. And obviously, some real cool feature that I've never seen on other toys do, his actual toe moves. So if you had to kind of do this where he's flexing or kicking, I guess it has a little bit of movement. Maybe too much movement, obviously, because I don't think anybody can really move their leg like that or their foot with their shoe. But, but whatever. So it's attainable. And oh, sorry, I forgot the waist there, as you can see. So my light is just not cooperating with me today. But yeah, bring that forward there. Yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of his articulation. Again, it's a real cool figure. I do like him a lot. I didn't think I would like him. That kind of pops down a little bit again, but that has to do with the movement, because he's honestly can bend down a lot. But then all you have to do is just kind of bring that up and put the pants underneath his, whatever you want to call this here. So, really cool figure. Of course, you have to kind of get that balancing act going. I doubt it that I'm going to have him be able to hold like that, but let's see, maybe move this foot maybe a little bit more there. There you go. So, you know, so you can definitely spread him out a little bit more, and you know, he's like ready for action, whatever not. Again, I like the cowl. It's really cool. So can't wait to get the Batman. That would be a nice piece to have at least with him. At least Batman. If I get Catwoman, great. If I don't, I really don't care. But I definitely want to get Batman. So yeah, folks, that was basically it. Quick little review on the Bane. So my man Unknown Full Arc and could see the video. Hopefully he'll watch it later on or whatever. But then obviously anybody else can enjoy. I definitely recommend these guys. Don't pay the $70 that I paid, because again, he's at $44 at Big Bad Toys. So you know, they get a quick little shout out, because they do drop their prices here and there on certain toys that don't sell, and so obviously we can benefit the you know, the savings. All right, guys, as always, thank you so much again, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Please rate, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. I will see you guys later.